So we tracked and wrote down very specific numbers every single day for 30 days in our eBay business. So these numbers included the amount of listings we did per day, our daily sales, our sell-through rate for our entire store, the average sales price, and then of course the net revenue. Now I do gotta say this, so we've been selling online for about 5 months now, but up until this point, we just kind of gone with the flow. We never really like tracked our numbers or wrote it down or had a spreadsheet or something like that. We kind of just threw the listings up, see what sold, brought in the money, and that's about the extent that we did as far as tracking our numbers. So I do got to say that there is something about getting a paper and a pencil, writing it down, crossing out numbers, and actually seeing it every single day that gives you just that extra motivation. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how big of a difference it made tracking our numbers. I'm going to reveal to you exactly how much we made in 30 days. Let's go jump inside, get on the computer, and we'll go over all these numbers with you. So here we are inside. Before we jump into the computer, I want to show you the graph that we use to track our daily listings. It basically just has a box for every day of the month, and we had a daily listing goal of 8 items per day. The way we figured that is we have 250 total listings that eBay gives us for free. We divided that by 30 days, and that gave us an average amount of 8 listings per day. Now we gave ourselves a cushion of 10 listings so we can go ahead and relist certain items that are ending for that day. And next is the graph that I made to track our daily sales. We came up with a goal of 144 sales. That was based on a 60% sell-through rate. Now keep in mind, these numbers might seem really big, and it is a huge jump from anything we've ever done before up to this point, but we wanted to challenge ourselves and set this number high. I'd rather fall a little short on a big high number than set a little goal and hit that thing easily. So just keep that in mind when we're going through these numbers. These are really high and definitely not typical of something we usually do. Now before I show you exactly how much we made in the month of September, let's go ahead and jump in the computer here and I'll show you what we did the previous months. So if we look at the month of August and we go based off all the numbers that we were tracking for the month of September, we had a total of 26 items sold on eBay. Our average sales price was $39.17. Our total sales was $1,018.51. After taxes, fees, and selling costs, we brought home a net sales amount of $607.37. And like I mentioned, we weren't doing a very good job of tracking our numbers, so I don't know exactly how many items we listed in the month of August, but these numbers include everything else except for the amount of listings that we did. And then for the month of July, we had a total of 21 items sold. We had an average sales price of $27.33. Our total sales was $573.94. After all fees and selling costs, we brought home a total of $348. And then we'll go ahead and look at one more month here to keep it at the 90-day mark. So for the month of June, we sold a total of 18 items. This month we did $41.02 as our average sales price. The total sales was $738.37. After all fees and selling costs, $424.96 was the net amount that we brought home. So those numbers right there for the last 90 days were nothing too great, nothing over the top. And now you see why I said the numbers for September seem really high compared to anything we've ever done. But again, I wanted to see what we were capable of. I do believe that tracking our numbers daily did have a huge impact on our amount of sales in the month of September. So let's go ahead and jump into here and let's see what we did in the last 30 days. So first, looking back at our graph here, we had a total of 247 listings. The reason why it shows 8 listings every single day up until the 17th is because we didn't really account for relisted items or things that were ending at first. So we were posting 8 new items every single day for the first 2 weeks or so. And then we quickly realized that we're gonna go over the 250 listings for the month when we accounted for the 8 new listings plus the things that were ending. So we did have to slow down the amount of listings that we did for the second half of the month. So that's why you see the second half numbers a little lower than the first half. And obviously we could have gone over the 250 listings for the month. eBay does charge you 30 cents per listing when you go over that 250. At least for the free store, we don't have the paid store. We wanted to stick to under the 250 listings for the month. So out of the 247 listings, let's look at our graph here for the amount of sales and see how many sales we actually made. So we have 144 boxes here. Again, that was the amount of sales that we had as our goal with a 60% sell-through rate. Obviously, we fell short. We had a total of 65 sales for this month, which gave us a total sell-through rate of 26%. So obviously, we only got halfway down the boxes here, but 65 items sold. compared to the previous month in August, we only had a total of 26 items. So we nearly tripled the amount of sales that we did in the month of September. And I really do think it has to do with this here, because when this thing's hanging up and we have it hanging up right in front of us, so first thing we see in the morning when we wake up is this thing here. And every time we have a sale, we go up to this paper, we go ahead and cross it off. And like I said, there is something about physically seeing you cross off the box that does something for you, and it definitely motivates you. So I will definitely take the 65 sales, but let's go ahead and look at the rest of the numbers that we were tracking. So now we know we had a 26% sell-through rate. So now let's go ahead and look at the average sales price. I do gotta jump in here and say this: when you're looking at these numbers here, we see a total of 36 items sold. Now we are cheating a little bit here because we do cross list. So we're selling on Mercari, Poshmark, Facebook, Depop. We pretty much cross list anywhere that it makes sense. So we did have a bunch of sales on Mercari, Poshmark, Facebook Marketplace, and one I believe on Depop. So I will show you those sales. So we did combine it all together, so it's not all on eBay. We had a total of 36 on eBay, but I'm just gonna go ahead and show you what we did here. So with the 36 items we sold on eBay, we had a total of $32.72, and we actually had a goal of $35. So we just came in a little under on that goal. We had a total sales amount of $1,178.02. So after all selling costs, we had a total net profit of $747.88 on eBay. So if we jump over to Mercari, we had a total of 14 sales for a net profit amount of $244.41. If we jump over to Poshmark, we had a total of 5 sales on there for a net profit of $98.65. Over on Facebook Marketplace, we did a total of 2 sales for a net profit amount of $70. Surprisingly, over on Bonanza, we sold 2 items for a net profit of $60. And then on Depop, we sold 1 item for a net profit amount of $14.95. All right, so there we go. I'm gonna go ahead and reveal the total amount combined with all these sites, but I do want to leave you with this. These numbers could have definitely been way higher. We were working with a really tight budget for the month of September as far as sourcing. So a lot of the items that we listed came from free pickups. So a lot of these things were not handpicked. They were not handpicked for like sell-through rate and stuff like that. So if we were to go out and handpick the items that we wanted without a limit on our budget, this could definitely be really, really higher. But this is a reality of selling on eBay, and for resellers, we don't always have the biggest budget to work with. We kind of have to make work with what we have. So a lot of the items that we picked up were free. I do have a big old pile behind me here. I don't want to show you because it's a big mess right now. But we have tons and tons of free items that we need to go ahead and get listed. So just keep that in mind. These numbers weren't out the roof or anything like that for that specific reason, is a lot of these items were free and we just listed them to get our store up in inventory. So if you take anything away from this video, please go ahead and track your numbers. This is nothing pretty. It's just a bunch of scrap paper with writing on it. But it's super important as far as tracking your numbers and what's going on in your business. I know I didn't do it the previous 4 months, but we're doing a lot better job, and we're going to continue this moving forward because I do believe it makes a huge difference as far as just to know what's going on in your business. But here are the total numbers for the month and exactly how much we made in the month of September. So again, the amount of sales that we did out of the 247 listings was 65 total sales. That gave us a sell-through rate of 26% with an average sales price of $32.72. For a grand total between all the different sites that we listed on, we ended up making a net profit of $1,235.89. So those numbers are definitely not bad. I will take those for sure. That was a nice profit that we made. Obviously, we're going to keep building and building on that moving forward, so I do expect these numbers to go up. And also keep in mind, a lot of these items were free. If you want to see how we pick up a lot of these free items, that honestly, a lot of stuff is really, really good. Don't think that it's trash just because we're picking it up for free. But go ahead and check this video out up here. This is our exact process for picking up free items. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll probably make more of these moving forward, maybe every other month or something like that. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.